I was born in LA, grew up in Visalia, San Joaquin Valley, on a farm, and left there and moved to Carmel in 1961. Young mother, divorced. I always liked doing art. I worked at the UCLA Art Gallery for years. I just loved looking at art. Drawing, I did some drawing at that time, but I took a ceramics class at Monterey Peninsula JC. And boy, I just started putting bodies on my pots. And I loved it from day one. I had a great deal of enjoyment. To take a lump of clay and make it look alive was a thrill. And you know, that was it for me. If I could make it look like a living person with feeling and expression, then yeah, I loved it. I had started doing the craft projects for the children's ministry, children's classes. And I would have to repeat doing things over and over again. I would forget what I'd just done. So yeah, I started noticing some problems. First they thought I had some kind of almost valley fever, a fungal thing in my lungs, and I kept getting tested and retested, and then they found the tumor. It's called glioblastoma, and it's an aggressive, fast-growing cancer. And they removed all of it, but it puts out fingers, and I was told after the operation, with no treatment, I would maybe have 8 months to live, but nobody could be sure. And so I decided I didn't want to do the treatment. I really was feeling the call that God wanted me to draw, paint, journal through this, and I was able to just say, okay, my time's in your hands, and I'm gonna try to say something about who you are through all of this to me in drawings and paintings. That is a bride, and I will be a bride, not in the sense of the church, but as my person, I am a bride to Christ. And so I'm putting glitter in there because it's going to be an extremely special moment. When I do have fear or I do have doubts creep in, I take those thoughts captive to the Lord. I take them to Him in prayer, and He lifts me up. I have been lifted up through this whole experience. There's been hardly any fear. I just can't really get to a place of fear. And all I can say is that's God removing that from me. And I pray. I think if I weren't praying, I would be very fearful. I have put my trust in Him. I put it in Him for my time that I have left. He's given me a great deal of peace. I have felt His presence very close to me, almost, if there is some fear coming up, it's almost like I'm stepping over. I'm dying, and I'm being able to see that I'm stepping over, and He's there. I have joy, and that's through the Holy Spirit. Um, I mean, he just has lifted me up. I guess I don't know how I could say it, but it's just seek God. Use your time to seek the Lord. That would be a parting message, because I mean you don't have anything without Him, truly, especially when you get into a tight spot.